Alright, y'all, we're back. Me and Mr. Wiggy out here, we're fixing to mess with this houseboat again. We're feeding him some kicks today. Right, Mr. Wiggy? Alright, let's get busy. Alright, here's that railing that I bought. I bought this piece of railing, this piece of railing, and let's come over here. That piece, and these that I've installed on the back of the boat for $200. By the way, I've done some things without making videos. I mounted these rails on the back, and I mounted the brake lights, and the tag is going to go here. I've already got holes drilled for the tag. And the reason I did that is because I've had pontoon boats in the past where when you back the trailer down the ramp, there'll be something underneath the water and the light will hit something and break the light off, and when you pull the trailer up the ramp, you got a brake light dragging on the ground behind the trailer. So on a pontoon boat that I've had in the past, I put the lights up on the back of the boat along with the tag, and that solved that problem. So what I'm going to be doing today, if you can see, I've just got the lights mounted. I've not got them wired. And I got some wire here, a couple of male, female, flat 4-wire connectors. And I'm probably going to end up sacrificing and cutting. This is the magnetic lights I bought to get the trailer from Georgia to Florida. Probably going to be cutting some of this wire out to do what I got to do on the front of the trailer. I'll show you that. What you got to do is I've already got this connector. Let's see here. Pardon my mess. I've already got this connector, and this is what hooks to the truck. When you hook the trailer to the truck, this plugs in the back of the truck. But what I'm going to need is somewhere right up here next to this winch strap. I'm going to have to run the wires from the back of the boat up to the front right here, and I'm going to have another plug that I unplug here. So when I undo the strap to float the boat off the trailer, I also unplug the lights from the trailer, and then when I dock it back, I'll have to plug it back right here. So that's worked out good in the past, so I think that's the method I'm going to use for this one. So, but let's get busy. I got to take this wood off. This front piece of wood here, it ain't that bad on this side, but look over here. Hey, Mr. Wiggy, you hanging out with Daddy? If you see right here, it's got some rot. So I'm gonna replace that, but the way my mind works, I'm kind of OCD. If I'm replacing this one and there ain't nothing wrong over there, I got to replace that one too. Like tail lights in a truck, if one of them goes bad, I got to replace both of them just so I don't lose sleep at night. That's just the way I am. So what first thing we're doing is we're replacing this wood, and then we'll get to mounting this rail. I had to figure out what bit the guy before me used. It's one of them star bits. Alright, we'll take this mother out, then lay this one on top of the new piece of wood I got, and trace it out and cut it. Alright folks, we got it off, and I went and this is the electric wire for the porch light over top of the door. I wish they would have ran this wire inside the wall, but I got this off. Here it is sitting right here. See that rot? Yeah, you see it too, Mr. Wiggy, huh? Anyway, we're going to take this back in the shop and lay it on top of a new piece of wood I got, trace it out, and put it back up there. Come on. Alright folks, here's what I'm doing. Here's a new 1 by 8 by 6 foot long, and it's actually about 3/4 by 7 1/4, but this one's only 3 1/2, so I can get 1 and 1 out of this. So it ended up being way cheaper to buy one of these and cut it long ways and get 2 pieces out of it instead of buying 2 individual pieces. The 2 individual pieces would have been like twice the amount of this one piece that I can just rip down the middle. So that's why I'm doing it this way. All right, got her cut in half and got the old one laid on top of the new piece. Now I can come up here and just trace this that angle that he's got without having to do a bunch of guesswork. All right, there we go. New and old, cut off at the same angle, the same length, and the same width. So we'll go dry fit it on there. All right, folks, we got her in place. Fit perfect. And this morning I got some stainless steel screws, and we're fixing to screw that thing to the front wall. Y'all, look at this pig. He just wants to be under my feet all the time. Yeah, your daddy's baby. That's a good piggy. There we go. Got 10 stainless steel screws holding it on. I'm gonna come back just like the guy before me did. He caulked everything. All these seams he caulked and painted, so I'm gonna do the same. All right, now we jump over to this one. Take this one off, do the exact same thing. All right, got the other side off. Ready to go back, rip that other piece of wood a little bit thinner, lay this one on top and trace it out. Muff. You helping Daddy? Alright, here's the second one cut to length and with the bevel on it. We're going to see if she fits. Alright, got both sides on. I've got the caulking and I've got the paint, but I've not got a paintbrush. So we're going to, the next thing we're doing is we're going to start on this railing. So here we go. Alright folks, I got the railing set up there kind of how I want it. So this will be a little gap in the gate. Look, I need to replace that wood too, so I didn't notice that. So next time I go to Lowe's, I'm going to get a piece of wood for this side and a piece of wood for the other side, so this whole front corner will be new. Anyway, I'm going to have a little stopper on this gate, like maybe a little aluminum tab right here, so when the gate closes it'll hit up against the stopper and not swing outside the boat. And the way I'm lining these up is, if you can see these little ridges, there's little raised ridges and little valleys. What I'm doing is I'm counting 4 ridges in, and that's where my spacer block is, right on top of the 4th ridge in. I've walked around this whole boat, made sure all the spacers is on the 4th ridge in, and I took my square, let's see, put the square up against here. You see we're 4 inches back, 4 inches back right there. We are 4 inches back right here, and then all these are on the 4th ridge cap back. And this gate, I don't know whether these railings are not square or the front of this cabin is not square, but this gate has slightly more of a gap than the gate over there. But shoot, I ain't gonna worry about it. I need to get this thing on the water. So I'll have a little stopper here for this gate too, so the gate can't swing outside when it's shut. And then the front gate, I'll show you what the guy I bought the pontoon railing from, he's got a little spring-loaded lock here that locks the front gate. I'm gonna do something like that on the sides. I'll have like that same little latch mechanism. I'll mount it right here, and the little male shaft will stick inside. Maybe I'll drill a hole in this and get a little piece of aluminum pipe and put caulking around the pipe and stick the little aluminum pipe in the hole, so when the little plunger, it'll be plunging into a piece of metal pipe instead of the wood. And I'll show you these gates over here. Let's see. see, this ain't actually the gate, but this is the other railing. See, I've got a spring-loaded thing on here. I just need to grind those rivets and pull this mechanism off, clean it up, and then I'll mount it on those other gates. Got one of there, and got one right here. Oh, they're not rivets, they're screws. So, alright. So that's how those gates on the front of there are gonna lock. Alright, let me start drilling the holes. I'll start drilling these holes. Put a little pin down, little ink pen down through here, or a drill bit, and twisting the drill bit with my fingers to make an indentation on this metal. And then I'll move this out of the way and drill a hole, and then I'll start mounting it with stainless hardware. Mr. Wiggy, what are you doing? See, folks, what I've did, I can't find my punch, so what I've did is I've just taken a bit, put it through, made sure, I don't know if the camera can see this, but made sure it went through the hole down below. Then I just take a hammer, hit it, and it makes a little mark. And I've done that all the way around. So now I can push the railings out of the way, and I've got a 1/4-inch drill bit that I've got quarter 20 by 4-inch long stainless bolts and fat fender washers to put underneath, lock washers and stainless nuts. Now I'm gonna drill the holes down through with a 1/4-inch bit. All right. I've drilled them all with a 1/4-inch bit. There's some holes that was already in here from railing or something before, but I drilled these holes here, 1/4-inch. But a 1/4-inch bolt going into a 1/4-inch hole is a little bit tight, so I think I'm gonna go get a 5/16 drill bit and come back and re-drill all those 5/16, and that'll give me a little bit of wiggle room when I drop the bolt down into these holes. It'll make it where it's easier to go in these holes here. So I'm going to change that bit out to about 5/16, and I'll be right back to drill all these. Then we'll get to mounting these rails. Alright, I got all the holes drilled out to 5/16 and went to get the hardware. That's when I realized, yet again, I made a bonehead move. I didn't buy the correct amount of bolts. I only bought 6 instead of 12. This morning before I left to the hardware, I counted how many bolts I needed on one of these, and I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm like, all right, 6 bolts. So when I got to the hardware store, I forgot to double it. I needed to get 12, but I only got 6. So that's my bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 3 spread out, maybe 1 here, 1 up where it starts to make the bend, and 1 over by the gate. So 3 on this side, 3 on the other side, get these rails mounted. But I'm already going to have the holes drilled for when I go back to the hardware store and get the other 6 bolts that I need. So we could get these rails mounted today. I just need to go pick up 6 more stainless steel bolts and finish the bolting process some other time. Alright, got bolts in, 3 bolts. So this side here is mounted, and now I'm fixing to drill this side, get these 3 in. Alright, here we go. We've got the railing on. Looks pretty decent, I guess. Pretty sturdy for only 3 bolts on each side. But I got to put those little slide latches in here and make it where the little plunger goes into a little hole or something like that. And also put the gate stoppers where the gate will hit a little stopper so it don't swing outside the boat. Yeah, I like it. Alright, well, let me show y'all a few things I've done to this boat without making videos. Well, y'all seen me do that, and I had this was the toggle switch for killing the engine, because if you remember, I couldn't get the engine to kill by the key start switch, so I made an external switch for killing the motor, which worked fine. But I've since taken the wires off of this switch, so this is a freed up switch with nothing to it. And I've got a push button kill. So you can start the engine whenever it's time to stop it. You just hit the push button and it kills it. And what else have I done? I think I done showed y'all out here. I put the railing around the back and the tail lights and the tag. That ain't the hell, I don't even know where that tag come from, but that's the tag that I use for drilling the holes for a future tag that's going to be hanging back there. I got these little corner keepers for this fuel tank, so the fuel tank won't slide around. That's meant for like igloo coolers, for if you got a spot on your boat where you always put your cooler, that's to keep your cooler from sliding around. But I got it for the tank, for the gas tank. And I also got another set of 4 of those that I'm going to put over here, and I'm going to get an identical tank like that. It's going to go over here, but it's going to be for the shower. I'm going to fill it with water, and it's going to have a pump on it, which I've already got the pump. And I'm going to have a shower head on this rear deck. So I'm going to have a little, in the future, I'm going to have a little faucet here with a shower head, and it's going to pump water out of a tank that's going to go right there. And let's see, what else do I got to do? I've got a little drain, little 90-degree elbow that comes out of here, that instead of, whenever this air conditioner's running, instead of it dripping water down on the deck, it's going to drip water through this little elbow, through a little hose. And I'm going to run the hose down there and drill a hole. I don't know if I'm going to drill a hole in the deck or just have it 90, have a 90 down at the bottom and have it drip over the side down there. Something like that. But anyway, tomorrow I'll either start wiring these tail lights or keep messing with the railing up there to finish these doors. So, or maybe a little bit of both. So that's it for today. I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. Thank y'all.